Okay, there's going to be a gap in the video here, so I forgot to record the last little segment. But let me just reiterate. You know, when we have a Lewis structure, so you start off with a Lewis structure. You get the 3D, the shape of this. The MG is ultimately what we're after. So the first step is the number of groups. If you have two groups, then your EPG is going to be linear. If you have three groups, then your EPG is going to be trigonal planar. If you have four groups, then your EPG is going to be tetrahedral. It doesn't matter what the groups are. They call that regions of electron density in this table here. If it's linear, then the angle's set at 180. If it's trigonal planar, it's 120. And tetrahedral is 109.5 degrees. Then we look at number of bonded atoms. You know, number of bonded atoms. Typically, if we have two groups in the linear, we're going to have two bonded atoms, which is going to give us an MG linear. For trigonal planar, we have two choices. It's either going to be three bonded atoms, which is going to give us an MG of trigonal planar. This is the same. Or it's going to be two bonded atoms, which would give us a bent. But it's going to be bent at 120. So there are two bents. There's a bent at 120 and there's a bent at 109.5. If we have four groups, then we could have four bonded atoms. If we have four bonded atoms, then it's going to be tetrahedral. The molecular geometry of the MG. If we have three bonded atoms, then we get this trigonal pyramidal. And if it's two bonded atoms, it's like water, we get a bent. But this bent is different. It's a little tighter angle, 109.5 degrees versus 120. It's because of having that extra lone pair. There. Those the scenarios that we come up with. So all these have the tetrahedral EPG here, four groups. This would be four single bonds. This would be four groups, three single bonds and a lone pair. This would be four groups, two single bonds and two lone pairs. But the molecular geometry is different. Tetrahedral, what's the molecular geometry here? What is it? Molecular geometry here? All these have the tetrahedral electron pair geometry, but their molecular geometries are different. Can you see the shape of this? It looks like a pyramid of atoms with a triangular base. So this is called trigonal pyramidal. This one's going to be bent at 109. So those are the tetrahedral EPGs, the MGs. We have three MGs: tetrahedral, trigonal pyramidal, and bent. This is the last entry there. Drawing. So let's take a look at NCl3 next. I'll just draw the Lewis structure, and then can you draw the 3D structure for me? The wedge dash diagram. And so if I draw the Lewis structure, there's one lone pair here, and then chlorine, and then chlorine. So we got three chlorines. Like that. Nitrogen trichloride. All right, so go ahead and draw